Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Designated by the World Health Organisation, every year on the 24th of March, we seek to continue to raise awareness of TB through World Tuberculosis Day. It is an important initiative which acknowledges that a very preventable, very treatable disease still claims the lives of up to 1.5 million people every year. I rise to speak on this motion today, and I thank the member for Leichhardt for bringing this issue to the attention of the Parliament. Tuberculosis, also known as consumption, has been all but eradicated in developed countries. Sadly, this disease remains a major global problem in most developing countries. The harsh reality is that tuberculosis remains one of the top 10 causes of death worldwide, with 10.4 million people falling ill with TB in 2016 and 1.7 million dying from the disease. In that same year, 1 million children became ill with TB, with the tragic result of 250,000 of their young lives ending. Significantly, on Australia's doorstep, within our local neighbourhood, the Asia-Pacific region has more than half of the global tuberculosis cases. Papua New Guinea experiences one of the highest rates of this highly contagious and airborne disease in the Pacific. In 2015, PNG was struck with an estimated 33,000 cases of tuberculosis. And to put that into perspective, that is equivalent to the population of the city of Gladstone in Queensland. Currently, more than 1/4 of the world's population is infected with latent TB, 5 to 10% of whom become sick or infectious at some time during their life. For sufferers of TB, often living in impoverished, isolated locations, treatment of this disease is not without challenges. The standard short-course TB therapy is 6 months in length and involves 28 pills each week. For those patients with drug-resistant TB, treatment is considerably longer. 20 pills a day, plus injections, for 3 years. The case for early prevention and targeted strategies is very strong, as infectious sufferers on average will infect between 10 and 15 others each year, contributing to the pandemic nature of this disease. We know a person may be infected with TB in the dormant stage for many years, ultimately having active symptoms when their immune system is weakened. Unfortunately, even with the aid of modern medicines and technology, not all cases can be successfully treated. 2,000 cases of drug-resistant TB were recorded in 2015 in Papua New Guinea. An outbreak of drug-resistant cases on Daru near the PNG-Australian border in 2016 demonstrates the real threat of this disease to Australia. This very concerning position means that there are strains of TB which are resistant to all of the major anti-TB drugs we currently have available. The prevalence of multi-drug resistant tuberculosis continues to increase worldwide. 490,000 cases in 2016 alone. The World Health Organisation's End TB strategy was endorsed by all member states at the 2014 World Health Assembly and aims to end the tuberculosis epidemic by 2030, with full elimination by 2050. In 2015, the Australian Government announced a $30 million investment over 3 years that will help bring new diagnostic tests and drugs to market to tackle the threats of TB and malaria. As part of this announcement, the TB Alliance received $10 million over 3 years to support late-stage clinical trials of new TB treatments. These include the Phase 3 trial of a new drug regime, which is the first to treat both drug-sensitive and multi-drug resistant TB. This new treatment has the potential to shorten and simplify TB therapy and reduce the cost of treating multi-drug resistant TB by up to 90%. There is some hope for sufferers in nearby PNG, and I would like to place on record my appreciation and recognition of the work undertaken by YWAM medical ships. They continue their fight by helping to improve access to diagnosis and treatment in PNG's more isolated areas. The Australian Government is continuing to work toward combating the challenge of TB in the region and the need for discovery, development and rapid uptake of new tools, interventions and strategies to achieve this goal. To continue the fight against tuberculosis, I call on the Australian Government to ensure funding is committed to prevent and treat this insidious disease, particularly in Papua New Guinea, and I commend this motion to the House.
I thank the member. And